Hey guys, it's Tweety Expert here. I am playing Borderlands 4, part of Early Access, thanks to 2K. Not sponsored, and I'm here to show you some gameplay of his whipping build. We're going to go over performance, some first impressions of the game. I've already posted a full video on this entire mission when I was a little bit lower level in a completely different build. But this whipping build, as you can see, is an amazing mobbing build. As the more that you hit enemies is the more that it builds up charge. So if you can see the orange bar slowly gaining usages, it's as I hit things, it's going to increase that bar and allow me to keep my action still going. I would probably compare it similar to Moe's in Borderlands 3, where you can kind of just stay in your mech forever. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's an amazing boss shredding type of build, but the mobbing potential that this build has is amazing, and you can get through a lot of like really weak enemies really quickly and never actually have to use a gun if that's something you want to do. Other than that, I'm using a Torg impact gun. It actually doesn't come with stickies on it necessarily because some of the parts has rolling thunder instead, which is kind of like a big missile launcher. Which does a lot of damage, but not enough for me to go out of my way to use it. But the impact on the actual gun itself does so much damage. So we're going over performance of the game. As you can see, I'm holding a steady 165 frames in the top right. I do have like frame generation on, but that means I'm also running at about 80 frames. That pretty much duplicates it. I'm running a 7800 X 3D, 7900 XT graphics card, and 64 gigs of DDR5 6400 speed RAM. I have not had very many performance issues while playing this game, almost at all. I hold 60 frames minimum with no frame generation on almost the entire time, with loading screens being like, or loading assets and loading enemies being about 45 frames, maybe dropping. This whole kit is not going to be great for my action skill, even if I did have it. But my ordnance will spawn a black hole and will pull them in. Some of the big guys do not actually stagger in, but this shotgun makes good work of them. I have posted this mission in its entirety earlier this week, if you want to check that out here. But otherwise, we're going to just go over the main combats as we find them and pretty much demolish everything in our path. The corrosive BAs and everything like that are the only like huge baddies that we're going to get to, except for the end boss here. But other than that, the whips just keep whipping. I'll show you my skill tree here soon, where it just like, even though it doesn't do an amazing damage at like bossing, you can just keep whipping until your heart dies, essentially, because you're going to regenerate more action skill time than you are going to use it if you just keep hitting a specific target. As we take a look at our action skill here, we're going full into, as our health is full, we're going to get way more gun damage. That's going to be helpful when we're out of our action skill, but we're going to have a little bit more health regeneration to help our stability, and if we're just whipping, we're going to regen some health as well. Our cryo is going to be our main damage dealer right now, and I would hopefully want to look for a cryo weapon in the future, but I just haven't been lucky enough to find a good one. We have Eternal Winter activated in our bottom of our tree. It's going to restore action skill duration the more we whip around. It's saying that in the third activation, it launches a massive forge wave. So they're going to go in a specific pattern, and it just does increase damage and doesn't consume vengeance. So pretty much it's going to sustain itself more than you can burn out the duration if you don't whip anything. As we move on here, I'm getting a little bit of frame drops here that I haven't noticed before. And hopefully that'll fix itself. It's just usually when it loads a lot of enemies at one time, it can drop you down a little bit. But other than that, usually I have no huge performance drops. I don't get to like single frames or very low double-digit frames. I previously went through this mission with having the axes of the little turret axes that follow around enemies. But after I swapped to this build, I found my sustainability and killing enemies fast enough where I don't feel that squishy has changed dramatically, and I had a lot more fun with this build. In this game, I found it really fun to swap the action skills a lot, especially since we have so much more in those trees that we have access to. I found the experience that you get from just swapping the action skill so drastically different than when I was in a different action skill tree. Of course, eventually there's going to be like one build to rule them all, essentially, whether it's going to be really good at mobbing or bossing. But right now, especially when you're just like leveling up, swapping through different types of things will just improve your experience and get to, you know, go through a bunch of different things that maybe in endgame you're more forced to go in a specific tree. Man, I love this grenade. The ordnance just creates these black holes and all the enemies just lose their balance and can't attack you anymore. It's just great. See, I can hit him over here.
You gotta be quicker than that.
I missed him again. Oh, there they go. Now they're all in the middle for me to pretty much explode all together. Oh, there they go. All right, I know we got some big baddies here soon. Just going through. We'll just keep continuing to use our whips. But yeah, this build allows for a lot of just, you don't even need great guns, as you can just do so much damage on your own. Let's see if we find the bigger dudes. Besides the guns, I mean, you can still shoot in this mode. You're gonna pull up your shield on the other side. Let's see, shield. So like this guy, I'm not gonna do a lot of damage with the whips, as you can see, but instead we can use our Torg impacts to kind of take over and do a lot of damage there. We're gonna back up a little bit. They're a little damaging sometimes when they get into a huge group. We can put our actual shield down and shoot through that. It's a one-way shield. As we shoot through the shield, the enemies are actually going to take way more damage. So if you set up right before a boss or before a horde of enemies, you can put down that shield, and the more you shoot through it, the more damage you're going to do. I really like the shield that just got dropped. It has a really quick recharge delay. 0.6, but it's a little smaller capacity, but the more that shield is up, the more my health is not going to be hit and the more damage I'm going to do. As you can tell from my t-shirt, I'm a big Borderlands fan. I have thousands of hours in the franchise and will definitely be playing Borderlands 4 off launch. I'm super excited to share even more content later when it drops and everything and everybody gets to experience everything. It's going to be a great time. I've really enjoyed my time with the game so far. All right, it's boss time. Let's go. So you can skip the cutscenes if you hold space. It just doesn't like to show you that. All right, Mr. Shield Boy. We just gotta wait to get the relay. There he goes. Take that, buddy boy. All right, damage time. Doing more damage to him than I expected, since this is more of a mobbing build. But still good damage. Start breaking at his weird pustules though. If I could aim, oh my gosh. Whee. Or not, I won't aim. That's okay too. That's that's fine. He's still in his damage phase though, or damageable phase. So you can see by his body texture, you can only hit the actual like human portion of him. There I've kind of staggered him out of being able to go invulnerable. So like the more the metallic part of him is not being able to get damaged right now. We're gonna go out of this. It's gonna open more of the damageable area on him. And he's gonna cut off half of the arena. A lot of this boss's movements and attacks are just area damage that you kind of have to just dash away from. You just get out of the way first. I gotta hit. If I hit the metallic part of the body, I'm not gonna do anything. So I kind of need to go over to his right side. Losing more of his body I can damage. It makes it a lot harder. right, we're on his last health bit, which the sound changes, the music changes, and he goes a little bit more crazy, but not too intense. The whole arena should fill with more of a cloud. All right, now the arena gets a little bit spooky. And leap. I'd like to say the music that this game has is just so good. The sound design and overall is just so satisfying, which I find makes so much better for an experience. All right, well, that crit spot is gone. I know new crit spots oh, I forgot to get those guys. Yeah, so now I just can't do any damage to him until he throws down some more. There he goes. If you don't get one of them, he goes invulnerable again. Ooh, that laser beam is about the only attack that I found that does a lot of damage. The rest of them kind of, you can tank your way through. That laser beam, you need to follow close to him. Put this down, try to get some more damage up in here. And he should be dead. Very nice. Yeah, this isn't necessarily a boss build, but it still can take him down. That's for sure. Just find it a lot of fun. So, taking the bolt, we are done with the mission. We have just a red chest to look at. Nothing crazy at all. This game has a lot of potential to be one of the best in the franchise, in my opinion. It's hard to say what the end game will be, if it's sustainable for many playthroughs. But at the very least, this is going to be an amazing game for at least a single playthrough, probably more. I really want to try all the different Vault Hunters at this point. And with each Vault Hunter having vastly different builds, especially as you are leveling, you swap to essentially a different one in the tree, right? The different 3 of them down below. It completely changes how you're playing that character and brings an entire new experience. So it'd be very interesting to see. You can replay all the missions you want with different augments, and that's going to give you an entire new experience. But trust me, when I say this map has a lot to offer, it has a lot to offer, and I don't even know how much replaying missions I'm going to do when I know the amount of things that I have to do normally to collect anything and everything. But that will do it for me, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Amon gameplay. I look forward to producing content in all of the Vault Hunters and so much more soon. Very soon. Excited for launch. Take care, and as always, tweet.